So I'm going to read a poem in honor of my grandfather. He died yesterday morning, or actually Tuesday morning now. It's 2:44 in the morning, so yeah. It's called The Cremation of San McGee, and it's a very silly poem. I just read it for the first time, and kind of creepy, kind of silly. But he apparently liked this poem. I've never heard it before, but my mom said he used to recite it all the time. Bear with me, I'm reading it at the bottom of the page. I hope you enjoy it, and if it gets boring, I'm sorry, but this is for my grandfather, like I said. Wilbur Bud Clint, he died at the age of 90. His birthday was Saturday. There are strange things done in the midnight sun by the men who moil for gold. The Arctic tales have their secret tales that would make your blood run cold. The northern lights have seen queer sights, but the queerest they ever did see was the night on the marge of Lake LaBarge I cremated Sam McGee. Now Sam McGee was from Tennessee, where the cotton blooms and blows. Why he left his home in the south to roam round the pole, God only knows. He was cold, but the land of gold seemed to hold him like a spell, though he'd often say he'd rather, in his homely way, that he'd sooner live in hell. On Christmas Day, we were mushing our way over the Dawson Trail. Talk of your cold through the park of folds, it stabbed like a driven nail. If our eyes were closed, the lashes froze till sometimes we couldn't see. It wasn't much fun, but the only one to whimper was Sam McGee. And that very night, we lay packed tight in our rows beneath the snow, and the dogs were fed, and the stars overhead were dancing heel and toe. He turned to me and said, "Cap," says he, "I'll cash in this trip, I guess, and if I do, I'm asking that you won't refuse my last request." Well, he seemed so low that I couldn't say no. Then he says with sort of a moan, "It's the cursed cold, and it's got right hold till I'm chilled clean through to the bone. Yet 'tain't being dead, it's my awful dread of the icy grave that pains. So I want you to swear that foul or fail you'll cremate my last remains." A pal's last name is a thing to heed, so I swore I would not fail. And we started on at the stake of dawn, but God, he looked ghastly pale. He crouched in the sleigh and he waved all day of his home in Tennessee, and before nightfall a corpse was all that was left of Sam McGee. There wasn't a breath that land of death, and I hurried horror driven, with the corpse half hid that I couldn't get rid because of a promise given. It was lashed to the sleigh, and it seemed to say, "You may tax your brawn and brains, but you promised true, and it's up to you to cremate these last remains." Now a promise made is a debt unpaid, and the toil has its own stern code. In the days to come, though my lips were dumb, in my heart how I cursed that load. In the long, long night, by a lone firelight, while the huskies round in a ring held out their rose to this homeless snow. Oh God, how I love that thing. Every day that quiet clay seemed to heavy and heavier grow, and on I went through the dogs were spent, and the grub was getting low. The trail was bad, and I felt half mad, but I swore I would not give in, and I'd often sing to that hateful thing, and I hearkened with a grin. Yeah. Till I came to the marge of Lake LaBarge, and a derelict there lay. It was jammed in the ice, but I saw in it twice. It was called the Alice May. And I looked at it, and I thought a bit, and I looked at my toes and trim. Then here I said I, with a sudden cry, "Is my crematorium!" Some planks I tore from the cabin floor, and I lit the boiler fire. Some coal I found that was lying around, and I heaped the fuel higher. The flames just soared, and the furnace bore such a blaze you'll seldom see. And then I buried a hole in the glowing coal, and I stuffed in Sam McGee. Then I made a hike, for I didn't like to hear him sizzle so. And the heavens scowled, and the huskies howled, and the wind began to blow. It was icy cold, but the hot sweat rolled down my cheeks, and I don't know why. And the greasy smoke and an inky cloak went streaking down the sky. I do not know how long in the snow I wrestled with grisly fear, but the stars came out and they danced about air. Again I ventured near. I was sick with dread, but I bravely said, "I'll just take a peep inside. I guess he's cooked and it's time I looked." Then the door I opened right, And there sat Sam, looking cool and calm in the heat of the furnace war, and he wore a smile you could see a mile, and he said, Please close that door. It's fine in here, but I greatly fear you'll let in the cold and storm. Since I left Plum Tree down in Tennessee, it's the first time I've been warm. There are strange things done in the midnight sun by the men who moil for gold. The Arctic tales have their secret tales that would make your blood run cold. The Northern Lights have seen queer sights, but the queerest they ever did see was the night on the marge of Lake Labarge by Cremation, Sam McGee. And that's the cremation of Sam McGee. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope it wasn't too boring. And I love you, grandfather, and we'll miss you forever.